Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. We have two earnings for you this morning here on the main channel. We are covering Kandi Technologies, and on the extra channel, we are covering CI&T. Welcome to everybody, wherever you're watching me this morning on the main channel or the extra channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, we are just 11 minutes away from both calls. Both calls are starting at the same time. We are slightly red this morning. Not an issue. Very, very slightly down, but not a problem at all. Welcome to all of you. So if you'd like to click subscribe and ring the bell, that would be a massive help as well. So here on the main channel, we are watching Kandi Technologies, and on the extra channel, we are watching CI&T. CINT. Welcome to all of you running two events at the same time here at the main channel and behind the scenes as well. Okay. Very, very good. Someone has just told me that Rocket Labs is booming. It's up 1.89. I wouldn't say that was booming, but thanks for letting me know. Is it Friday, James? Yes, it is Friday. Let me put you on the screen. Team Fusion is here. First person in the chat. How are you doing this morning? Lovely to see you. All right, let me check around the studio, make sure all the streams are good. We've got some polls as well that we are running this morning, so we'd like to put you in touch with the polls as well. We're running two polls. Polls for Kandi and polls for CI&T. I will give you all of those in a moment. Just stand by for that over on X. All right. You'll be disappointed to know that thank you, Leah, I've still not been able to get my Stream Deck to speak to Google, which is bloody annoying. It does on one channel, but not the others, which is kind of weird. Can't work it out. Don't know how to fix that at the moment. I've tried to restart my computer this morning. That didn't work. So over the weekend, I'm sure I'll find a solution. Right. So we're just tapping in CI&T. This is your broadcast here. That's what's going to come up in just a few moments' time. Stand by for that. Here on the main channel, we have got Kandi, and the audio is being pumped through. I'm just checking everything is good. We've got obviously also the oops-a-daisy. That needs turning around. We've got a screen change. This happens from time to time. We'll just reassign that screen. Stand by with a little technical error there. No, not that setup. What about that one? There you go. Happens from time to time. Right, we've got Kandi here. I'm going to show you three screens. We've got the main price, we've got the advanced chart, and we've got the beat or miss. We should have that information now. Let's have a quick look. And do we? Yes. Kandi is making money. It's become profitable. 2 cents a share. 2 cents a share. It's now profitable. Cash positive. So a nice day. You can see Kandi is up today, 3.87. We'll be covering the earnings in a moment. Over on the extra channel, we're covering CI&T in 8 minutes from now. Let me just check the studio. Grab my tea as well. Very good. Okay. Got my tea in position. We're just taking a bit of a sell-off at the moment. As you can see, the markets are going down at the moment. Still very, very high. We're still at all-time highs. We hit 107,000 yesterday, so 107,218. Still very, very good. Still above the all-time, well, still above all-time highs from yesterday morning. Anyway, if you've just tuned in, consider subscribing. Let me give you the links now for the polls. We've got two polls. For the extra channel, CI&T, and here on the main channel, we got Kandi. Let me give you the link. So here we go. I'm going to do it manually because I still can't get control of my stream decks at the moment for some bizarre reason. Anyway, let me share it on the screen. Let me give you the link. If you want to go and vote on the polls, here it is. So now I'm going to give it to everybody on the extra channel. There you go. There's the X poll. Let me jump into the main channel and give it to you as well, if you don't already have it. And let me put on the screen the polls that we're running. So we have, I put out the analysis last night for applied materials. You might like to go and check that out. I did a video on that last night. Anyway, KNDI, is this a buy, hold, or sell for you? Undecided, 80%. That's why we bring you these earnings. New businesses you've never heard of before. That's what this is all about. So the votes are moving now. We've got 66% undecided, 33% are saying sell. Well, it's up 3.87, so you might regard that it's turned cash positive, it looks like, for the first time, so you might like that. Will they beat or miss? Undecided, 60%. Well, they did beat, which is great. And there's the Kandi event. Now, CINT, you said they would beat, 62.5%. Is it a buy? 70%. Oh, yes, it's very popular. 70% are saying buy the stock this morning, which is kind of weird because there's nobody watching this morning. No one's really that bothered about CINT. It happens. We've got lots of likes, but nobody watching at the moment. Don't know why that might be, but maybe they'll come back in 6 minutes when the call starts. I don't know, but there you go. There's the polls. You might want to take part in all of those. We will leave the Kandi one on the screen because we'll be using that throughout the call for Kandi on the main channel. On the extra channel, of course, we have CINT. Let's come back to here. We've got 5 minutes to go. Market's still selling off this morning. We are red in the studio. Not concerned, not selling anything. Profit taking, of course, in yesterday's massive rallies. Everything's fine. We're not going down 60%. We're not going into recession. None of those things are going to happen. Let me read the comments. Good morning, Dylan. How are you? Team Fusion. I had to check myself then. James 007. Omran. Morning, Martin, James, Zach, and all. Good morning to Omran, a brand new member. He's got a green badge. He'll get 1 month soon. Team Fusion's on 2 months. Team Fusion, one of my gold members, is having a one-on-one with me. If you are a gold member, you can book a 1 hour Zoom call, a 1 hour video call a month, whatever you like. We'll be talking over Discord today. 1 hour a month, you can have that. That's a service for gold members. You can upgrade for 1 month, downgrade the next month if you don't want it anymore. I've been here every morning this week, a bit of a streak going. Dylan Wilson, absolutely right. Good morning, welcome to the family. Good week, radiant smile. It is indeed. Of course, it's Friday. We've got the big concert tonight. We've got the price prediction and party on the closing bell, which is great. So price prediction and party tonight. We always do that on a Friday night. So I'll give you the link to that shortly. That's for tonight. 3 minutes ago, so we got this event. Then we'll have the morning show, the opening bell. Then we'll have the closing bell, which will be the price prediction and party, which of course goes on our music channel. So we have the Friday night concert. We have 2 hours of stock prices, predictions for the following week. We have some phone-ins, of course, with our Friday phone-in today as well, after the calls. Looking forward to that. And we also have then we have the party 2 hours later. All right. Okay. So let me listen in then. We've got 3 minutes to go. We're waiting for the call to start. If you're over on the extra channel, you've got just a couple of minutes to go for the broadcast to begin. So stand by for that. I'm going to have it up now. Here we go. There you go. The earnings call is just about set. So we're just a few moments away now. We expect them to be probably a minute or so late. That is normal. So stand by. Don't be concerned if they are a minute or so late. That's quite normal. All right. Don't worry about that. The earnings call's ready to go. How could I find the information for gold membership? How could you find? It's on the membership page of the channel, and you can upgrade anytime you want. So it's on the homepage of the membership. It's on the homepage on the membership tab. Here's the link to the membership page. It's where you've already become a member. You can upgrade for 1 month and downgrade again anytime you want, or you can become a sponsor. We promote your business, whatever you like. But there's the link. If you click on that, it'll take you to the membership page. Remember, if you are on an iOS device, which is iPhone or iPad, you need to be on a browser and select desktop version to be able to change memberships, because Apple take commission from Google and they prevent that. So you need to be on a browser and select desktop version. If you're on a computer, if you're on an Android, it's absolutely fine. It's just the thing with the iPhone and the iPad if you're on the mobile services. All right. Okay, here we go. We're just a moment to go now. Let me bring in the audio. Yeah, we're all good. Let me just mute that. We don't want copyright flags. It could be a couple of minutes late, so please stand by. Okay, let's keep our eye on the prices. Please do tap the like button, subscribe to the channel. If we get 100 likes, it will share it out. Is anyone the Platinum member? No, they're not. I've got nobody that's a Platinum member. I haven't, no. 3 watching. Okay, here we go. We're just standing by, waiting for the call to begin. As soon as the calls begin, I will go quiet on both channels. Music still playing. Earnings call, we're waiting for C1 and T. Please do tap the like button and share, because we want to inform the world about more new stocks here. We've not covered these before, and this is how we find the new Nvidias. You never know. It's very, very important to cover all the stocks, learn about all these things. So stand by. Oh, here we go. Waiting for the call to begin. Let's have a listen in. Oh, we don't want audio. We'll wait for that to begin. Stand by.
Press *0 from your telephone keypad. Please note this conference is being recorded. At this time, I'll now turn the conference over to Kiwa Lu. Kiwa, you may begin.
Okay, the main C1 and T will start imminently.
Everyone. Thank you all for joining us today's conference call to discuss Kandi's results for the second quarter 2024. Earlier today, we issued a press release covering the results. You can find the press release from the Newswire services. Please note that today's discussion will contain forward-looking statements made under the Safe Harbor provisions.
Just stand by for C1 and T. They're just playing audio. Please stand by.
Of 1995. Forward-looking statements involve inherent risks and uncertainties. As such, the company's actual results may be materially different from the expectations expressed today. Further information regarding these and other risks and uncertainties is included in the company's public filings with the SEC. The company does not assume any obligation to update any forward-looking statement except as required under applicable law. Additionally, unless otherwise stated, all figures mentioned during the conference call are in US dollars. Before we continue, I would like to introduce the team joining me on today's call. We have Mr. Xiaoming Hu, Chairman of the Board, Dr. Xueqing Dong, Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Alan Lin, Chief Financial Officer, and for the first time on our call, Mr. Johnny Tai, CEO of Kandi America.
Huge beat today
and Mr. Olin
on the
Wright,
markets because of
CEO
Berkshire Hathaway.
Martyn Group.
A huge beat today. You can see my portfolio is up at nearly $1,000. Great stuff.
Which I will then translate. Following that, we will have a Q&A session with Chairman Hu, Johnny, and Olin, and CEO to answer. Now, let us start with brief greetings from each of our executives.
大家好，感谢大家参加今天的会议，我是胡晓明。
Hello, this is Hu Xiaoming. Thank you for joining us today.
大家好，我是董学勤，很高兴稍后与大家分享我们的进展。
Hello, everyone. I'm Xueqing Dong. I'm pleased to share our progress with you shortly today.
Good morning, everyone, and hello, everyone. This is Alan Lim. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, everyone. It's Johnny. Good to be here with you.
Good morning, everyone. This is Olin, and I'm excited to join the discussion today for the very first time.
Thanks, everyone. With that, let me now turn the call over to our CEO, Dr. Xueqing Dong, to share our Q2 performance. Dr. Dong, please go ahead.
好，再次欢迎大家参加今天的电话会议。我们很高兴地向大家汇报，康迪集团在第二季度的表现延续了稳健的增长。
I apologize.
本季度我们
This is the first one we've had in a foreign language.
较去年同期的3600万美元增长了8.9%。主要的增长动力来自于纯电动非公路车
I did expect this call to be in English.
销售收入同比增长了11.3%，达到了3470万美元。可吧
Again, welcome to today's conference call. We are pleased to report that Kandi Technologies continued its strong growth trajectory.
This could be a 6-hour earnings call if we do it in all these translations.
We achieved total revenue of $39.1 million, up 8.9% from $36 million in the same period of 2023. The primary growth driver was our all-electric off-road vehicles and associated parts, with sales revenue increasing by 11.3% to $34.7 million.
This is going to be like a 6-hour call.
我们在美国市场的扩展取得了显著进展，新产品的推出为市场注入了新的活力。
They should be speaking English. It's on the New York Stock Exchange.
8月底开始 ，NFL 授权的特别版高尔夫球车将正式投放美国市场。这展现了我们的创新能力，也为球迷提供了一种环保且充满激情的方式来展示他们对球队的热爱。
It's like the United Nations.
We made significant progress in our U.S. market expansion with the launch of new product lines, injecting new energy into the market. Additionally, through our exclusive partnership with Lowe's, the officially licensed NFL team golf carts will be launched in the U.S. starting from the end of August. This showcases our innovation and offers fans an eco-friendly way to show their team pride.
我们在本季度保持了强劲的财务状况，截止到6月30号，现金及现金等价物、受限现金、短期投资及存款总额达到2.196亿美元。此外，我们积极执行股票回购计划，回购了67万3896股股票， 平均价格为每股2.25美元。这一举措体现了我们对公司未来发展的信心，并表明了我们致力于提升股东价值的坚定承诺。科娃。
Our financial position remains strong, with cash
If you just
and
tuned
cash
in, we are
equivalents,
covering two earnings on the main
restricted
channel,
cash,
Kandi.
short-term investments,
Extra
and
channel, we're
certificates of
covering
deposit totaling
CI&T.
$219.6 million as of June 30, 2024. We actively executed our share repurchase program, buying back 673,896 shares at an average price of $2.25 per share, reflecting our confidence in the company's future and our commitment to enhancing shareholder value.
在全球扩展方面，
I do apologize. I expected this to be in English as it's on the New York Stock
纯电动
Exchange.
UTV 获得了 EEA 认证，
But
为进入
maybe
欧
it'll
盟
be
市场
cut short.
铺平了
Maybe
道
it
路。
won't be so long.
同时，我们在亚洲也开拓了康迪产品的市场，进一步扩大了我们的国际市场份额。展望未来，我们将继续专注于扩展我们的产品组合和市场布局，特别是在美国和欧洲市场的进一步扩展，并通过持续的产品创新和市场拓展来驱动未来的增长。谢谢，科娃。
On the global front, we made significant strides, including securing EEC certification for our 10K all-electric UTV, paving the way for entry into the European Union market. In parallel, we have also opened up new markets for Kandi products in Asia, further expanding our international market share. Looking ahead, we remain focused on expanding our product portfolio and the market presence, particularly in the U.S. and European markets, driving future growth through continued product innovation and market expansion.
我们现在开始问答环节，我和胡晓明董事长以及 SC 公司的 CEO Johnny 和北方集团公司的 CEO Olin 一起将回答大家提出的问题。科娃和林正明先生会对英文的问题提供翻译。请大家开始提问吧。
Now, we will move on to the Q&A session. Together with Chairman Hu Xiaoming, Johnny Tai, CEO of Kandi America, and Olin Rice, CEO of Northern Group, I will answer your questions. Ms. Kiwa and Mr. Alan Ling will provide translation for English questions. Please go ahead and ask your questions. Operator, please go ahead.
Thank you. If you'd like to ask a question at this time, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad, and a confirmation tone will indicate your line is in the question queue. You may press star 2 if you'd like to remove your question from the queue. For participants using speaker equipment, it may be necessary to pick up your handset before pressing the star keys. One moment, please, while we poll for questions. Once again, that is star 1. Thank you.
It seems that the call is ended already on C1&T. I'm very sorry about that. Very strange. Stand by.
Thank you. This is regarding new products. On the Q1 PR, the CEO stated, moving forward, we will launch new starter batteries as well as a variety of more competitive all-electric off-road vehicle products and electric water sports products. Also, from a press release, we learned of Kandi now selling its own branded lithium AA.
Just playing commercials now. Please stand by on CI&T.
Go ahead, Kiwa.
Thank you. 这个问题是关于新产品。在上个季度第一季度的新闻稿中呢，当时 CEO 有这样说到，展望未来，我们将推出启动电池以及各种具竞争力的纯电动非公路车辆产品和电动的水上运动产品。此外呢，从新闻稿中也了解到，康迪现在正在销售其有品牌的锂充电双 A 电池。而从一篇外部的文章中，我们还看到康迪推出并列10K Cowboy 的第二个版本，名为 Innovator E10K， 以及一款售价为$19,000的新电动非公路车 Lucky。 Go ahead.
And from an outside article, we now see that a second version of the side-by-side E10K Cowboy, called the Innovator E10K, along with the new $19,000 electric off-road vehicle called the Lucky
We
Nine.
apologise on the extra channel for C1 and T. They're just playing commercials. It's a very strange call. And here on the main channel, we've got different languages. It's
the market could
one
be.
hell of a morning.
Go ahead.
他第一个问题呢是，您能是否解释一下什么是启动电池，然后他们的市场规模能有多大？
那个启用电池指的是用于车辆启动的专用电池。那么它的市场规模的话，根据网络上提供的一些信息，那么2023年全球汽车启动电池市场的销售额达到了1636亿元人民币，预计到2030年将达到2059亿元人民币，那么年复合增长率约为3.3%。谢谢。
Okay, the starter battery refers to the particular battery used to start a vehicle. We are still in a rather early stage of the R&D, and we are conducting the market research. According to the information available, the global automotive starter battery market sales reach the RMB 163 billion in 2023, and is expected to reach RMB 206 billion by 2030, with a compound annual growth rate of roughly 3.3%. Thank you.
The next two other questions. What would be the competitive all-electric off-road vehicle and the water sports product from the press release? And will Kandi soon be offering 3A along with the AA lithium batteries? And can these batteries use any size compatible charger, or must it be a specific branded charger? Kandi charger.
OK，
Go ahead.
下面两个问题，他是问，就是新闻当中你提到的具有竞争力的纯电动非公路车辆和水上运动产品，具体指的是什么？另外就是康迪是否会推出，就是3A 锂电池跟双 A 锂电池一起推出，然后这些电池是否可以使用就是任何其他品牌兼容的充电器，还是只能够使用康迪品牌的专用充电器才能充电？
好，这两个问题我先回答第一个。那么我们新闻稿中提到的具有竞争力的纯电动非公路车辆指的是我们新一代的 UTV、ATV、go-karts 和高尔夫球车等系列车型。
I apologize.
那么我们指的水上运动产品指的是一种创新。
I apologize for everyone this morning on the extra channel. This is impossible to broadcast. It's supposed to be an earnings call, and they're presenting commercials. Here on the main channel, a publicly traded company is being delivered in Chinese. I have no idea what's going on this morning. Very, very peculiar. I'm doing my best, but this is what it is.
那么我们的目前的 AA 电池是可以兼容其他充电器的，并不局限于康迪品牌的充电器。谢谢。
So first of all, let me answer the first questions. The models you mentioned, those are related to our upcoming products in the future that we are still under development. We are expanding into the UTV and water sports category, and there will be more product description and details in the future. The so-called competitive pure electric off-highway vehicles mentioned in the press release refers to the new generation of like the UTV, ATV, go-kart, and the golf cart models, whereas the water sports products refer to the innovative single-passenger electric jet ski. And then as for the second question, so basically we launched the AA batteries to test the feasibility of the U.S. market. We have some actual initial success, and we consider launching the AAA batteries in the future. As for when to launch the AAA batteries, it depends on how well the AA, batteries performs in the market. Our AA batteries are compatible with other chargers, and they are not limited to only the Kandi branded chargers or vehicles. Thank you.
Thank you. And the next question is, what is the difference between the E10K Innovator and the E10K Cowboy? And when would you expect them to be cleared for sale in Texas? As a high end of Kandi's products at $19,000, what market does the Lucky 9 address? And lastly, several years ago, Kandi had a 9/10 scale gas trike motorcycle very similar to the Polaris Spider. 2 wheels in the front, 1 in the back. It would seem that it could be a big seller for older biker wannabes. Any thoughts about Kandi bringing an electric trike version out? And any new vehicles expected to be released this year? Go ahead.
接下来这问题他是问10K 的Innovator 和10K 的 Cowboy 之间有什么区别？你预计就是这2款车什么时候能在德州获得销售许可开始销售？下个问题呢，就说作为康迪的高端车 Lucky T9，就是这款车I'm sorry, can you repeat your second question about Lucky T9?
Yeah, the gas trike. Is that you had that years ago in your line?
This is unbelievable, folks.
Polaris Spider.
You cannot buy a company like this, can you?
The second question you said as the high-end vehicle.
This is bonkers.
Oh, yeah, high.
It's a New York Stock Exchange publicly traded company, and no one understands what anyone's saying. I've never seen anything like it.
Okay, thank you. 第二个问题就是作为康迪的高端车 Lucky T9， 这款车卖19000，您觉得这个车的所针对的市场是什么样的市场？然后最后问题呢，就是说在很多年前，康迪有一款90比例的燃气3轮摩托车，这辆车呢与 Polaris 北极星 Spider 非常相似。前面你认为推出这款三轮版的车是否会有骑行爱好者的这种销售品？你对此车有何计划？
我先回答一下第一个问题这个从那个产品规格的角度看Innovator 和Cowboy 2个 UTV 是同等产品，那么这2款车型主要是造型上的区别，然后目标的客户群不同。Innovator 拥有更时尚的外观，往往会吸引社区的目光。那么 Cowboy 的户外风格更加粗犷专为猎人和越野车用户量身打造。那么我们的目标是为各种零售细分市场开辟道路。那么另外 Cowboy 主要是在肉市中销售，那么 Innovator 近期会投放到Costco 中销售。谢谢。
So as for the question between the Innovator and Cowboy, from the product specification perspective, they are pretty much on the same tier. It's just the two models, they are in different styling or outlook, and in order to target different customer groups, and that's pretty much the crux of it. The Innovator, as you may know, has a more fashionable appearance and tends to attract the community with the better outlook, whereas the Cowboy has a more outdoor style and is tailored, for hunters and off-road vehicle users. Our goal is to expand the market for various retail segments. And in addition, Cowboy is mainly sold in Lowe's, whereas the Innovator will be sold in Costco in the near future.
Sorry about this, folks. Just the most unprofessional call I've ever heard.
那个科娃，第二个问题你再复述一下。
他第二个问题就是说我们的那款
It's
高端
probably
车
happening in their back shed,
Lucky
at the end of the
它这
garden.
款车呢卖好像是19000，他说
Wouldn't
他问这
recommend
款
buying this
车
company.
的这个所针对什么样的销售市场，什么样的人群？
那么这个 T9呢，我们的 T9呢是一款运动型的那个沙滩车啊，我们在早期的时候就获得了一些比较积极的评价，那我们对市场的反应也是感到兴奋的。那么 T9这一款呢是一个运动型的一个沙滩车，我想它针对的一些这个市场和用户主要是偏向于运动的，然后这种越野的这一类的环境和一些用户爱好者。谢谢。
This product, P9, as you may know, is outdoor sport trike. The market is really for those the outdoor and the sports fans.
Is anybody invested in this company?
Thank
want
you.
to find out?
那关于第三个问题，就是我们几年前的一款这个蓝皮的3轮摩托车。那么我们康迪一直都在创新和优化我们的产品。那么目前我们的工作重点还是越野休闲车谢谢。
As for the models you mentioned in the past, those are the old models in our line, and we keep innovating and produce more up-to-date vehicles that match the target in the customers segment market. Right now, we focus on the leisure, outdoor, off-highway vehicle. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Our next question is from the line of Mark Canow, a private investor. Please proceed with your questions.
I do have closed captions on as well, so you can get translations.
Let me introduce myself for a short time here. I'm a Swiss-based independent wealth manager and broker for 30 years, and I've been in Kandi with several million shares in position and a multi-year participation in these conference calls. I could never comprehend, let alone expect to see the Nasdaq stock in such a strong and timely position as Kandi, with trading at a 40% discount to cash, 65% discount to book value, and at a 13 years low price. Kiva, could you just go ahead? Kiva?
这个投资人他说他先介绍他一下，他说他是一个有多年经验的一个股票交易员他就是参加我们的跟踪我们的公司股票已经很多年了，也多参加我们的电话会议。他就是从来就很难的理解我们公司为什么这么的股票这么严重的被低估，就是我们的账面价值大大超过于我们的股票的价值。Go ahead.
Okay. On the last conference call, a discussion came up about Kandi targeting to spin off as a separate Nasdaq company its US subsidiary Kandi America late this year. There was discussion that the most Kandi could spin off and maintain full rights of consolidation of financials is just under 20%. But to make this possible, due to the Nasdaq requirements of a minimum price per share of $4 and 50 million market cap, Kandi itself would have to have at least $4 plus price per share to meet Nasdaq listing requirements for the subsidiary, but higher to assure the IPO doesn't go down on the first day of trading. What was suggested on the last call was for the company to just do a simple 10 million share tender offer at $3.50 a share, $1.50 on the book value, costing no more than 50% of Kandi's cash. This announcement would call for an immediate increase in bids due to arbitrageurs bidding at least $3 to $3.40 against the $3.50 tender price, which is still well under the $5 book value. But each share bought under the book value will increase the remaining book value per share by the difference between the purchase price and the book value. So if the non-selling holder gain 150 to 15 million in book value for each 1 million plus share purchase, it alone would be a great win. The response to this question on the last conference call from the CEO was, "Thank you for your suggestion, and we will appreciate that. We will take it in consideration and evaluate and react properly." But remember at the time that this was set with Kandi trading at $3. So is this even more, now this is even more important. And there will come my questions now.
Thank you. 他这个问题是关于上次电话会议的时候，我们讨论了康迪计划，在今年晚些时候呢，会将其美国的子公司康迪美国作为一家独立的纳斯达克公司进行分拆的问题。讨论当中呢提到，如果康迪希望保持财务合并的完整权利，最多只能拆分20%以下的股份。但要实现这一目标呢，由于纳斯达克的其中一个要求就是每股最低价格必须为$4，市值至少在$5000。康迪本身的股价呢，必须至少达到每股$4以上，这样才能满足子公司上市的要求，而且最好更高，以确保上市之后 IPO 的首个交易日不会下跌。上次电话会议的时候呢，有投资人建议公司可以以每股$3.5的价格进行一个简单的1000万股的邀约收购，也就是说比账面的价值呢要低$1.5，花费不会超过康迪现金的15%。这一公告将会立即引发套利者的竞价，至少是在$3到$3.4之间，以对抗$3.5的邀约价格，这仍然低于$5的账面价值，但每买一股低于账面价值的股票呢，将会使剩余的每一股的账面价值增加购买价格与账面价值之间的差额。因此，如果非卖出持有者通过购买超过100万的股票的话，账面价值将增加150万至$1500万。这必须是一个就是双赢的做法。上次电话会议中呢 CEO 也对此的回应是这样的：感谢您的建议，我们非常感谢，我们会考虑并做出适当的回应。但是请注意到，当时的时候，康迪的股票价格
We do provide translations on the screen. Just turn on CC under the video.
会显得更加重
As you
要，
can see,
因为
it
现
gives
在
you
股票
everything in
比
English.
当时低。
I've
我
always
有
had
以
this,
下几个
always
问
use
题。
it.
Go ahead with your questions.
On Wednesday, Kandi stock opened at $166 a share, the lowest price it had traded in the past 14 years. Does management know any other investment or use of cash better than spending 15% of Kandi average cash position held over the past 3 years than buying Kandi stock at a 30% discount to book value?
在周三的时候呢，康迪的股票开盘价为每股$1.66，这是在过去14年来最低的交易价格。管理层是否知道有比以账面价值低30%购买康迪股票更好的投资或现金使用方式，尤其是在过去3年中平均持有的现金位置？
我们知道我们康迪的那个股价被严重的低估了。那目前我们正在增加市场营销和广告投入从而去吸引更多的这个美国的投资者谢谢。
We understand that our stock is seriously and significantly undervalued. And we are increasing our budget in the marketing and advertising to promote our brand. Hopefully, it can attract more American investors. Thank you.
Okay. Does management still want to spin off Kandi America? And if so, does it have any better idea how to get Kandi stock price up to the price very quickly to assist this execution of the spin-off, besides the marketing you just mentioned?
Yeah, the first thing you need to do is learn to speak English if you're going to present to an American audience and do a better earnings. Who wants to buy this?
Figures and this
Sorry,
and that.
but
so there was
standards.
no big impact with this marketing and the stock price.
管理层是否仍然希望分拆美国呢？康迪美国呢？如果是的话，有没有更好的办法能迅速提升康迪的股价？以帮助分拆顺利进行。我知道你刚才有提到公司现在正在增加市场营销和广告投入，但这些事情之前也有多多少少都有做过，但是并没有对股价有太大的影响。
那么康迪一直在考虑为这个康迪美国进行潜在的拆分上市。那但是相关进展信息没有发布之前我们根据相关规定目前我们暂不宜讨论这个事情谢谢。
So we are considering the potential deal listing for Kandi America, but due to the SEC regulations, we are not allowed to discuss too much about this matter. Thank you for understanding.
Okay, thank you for this information. So that means, in my view, that you're considering and you have a quiet period for that. That's very good. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Monday announcement of the manufacturing agreement with Taiwan-based Hartford? Clearly, as explained,
we're going to end the call on the extra channel and take you to the main show. Stand by.
And normally would not need to add significant capacity right now. So either this deal is being done as inferred in the first paragraph of the Monday announcement, meets all necessary manufacturing standards, regulatory requirements, and local content thresholds for both the US and production in Taiwan, or Kandi is going to need all this current excess capacity to make and deliver enough product to reach its 2025 goal of 500 million revenue. Which is it, or is there any other reason?
谢谢你刚才回答。如果你现在不能说，说明你现在正在静默期，说明你可能正在进行一些动作。我的下一个问题是，就是能否向我们介绍一下周一公司宣布的与台湾哈特佛的协议？显然，康迪内部已经有大量的就是过剩产能。正常情况下，现在是不需要增加产能的。那么这笔交易是为了满足公告第一段中提到的，文中这样写道，将确保生产符合所有必要的制造标准、法规要求以及自制率的要求，以满足出口美国和台湾本地生产的规定。还是康迪将需要利用所有现在的过剩产能来生产并交付足够的产品，以达到之前所说的2025年5亿美元的目标，或许是其他什么的原因。
扩展到台湾是我们加强供应链的战略举措。那么我们扩展到台湾的主要目的是为我们现有的产品增加价值，进一步可以提升我们的产品质量和我们产品的市场竞争力
So expanding to Taiwan is a strategic move for us to enhance our supply chain. The main purpose is to add value to our existing products and further enhance and strengthen our market competitiveness. Thank you.
Okay, I understand. And that's my last question is, in the report today, you mentioned the Lowe's deal, which is quite important for you as a company. maybe now specifically to the US management team, has there been any discussions about the size of this deal? So, how many UTVs or whatsoever, and how many years this is going to be in the market, this deal, that could give a very good insight for the future figures as a guidance.
最后问题是今天的电话会议开场白的时候，你有提到就是跟 Lowe's 的这个合作，你能不能就是更加说明一下这个合作的期限，能有一些具体的数据，是怎么样去进行，是 UTV 还是就是能够给更多一些和他合作的具体信息？
这个问题叫你回答一下，叫他问的具体一点。
We are going to have a CEO of Kandi America, Johnny, to answer your question. But if you can be more specific about what you would like to know, and that would be really good.
Oh yeah, of course. If you're signing such a deal, Lowe's as well as Kandi, they must have some idea how many UTVs of this kind could be brought to the market or sold or being sold, because Kandi has to be prepared production-wise, and Lowe's has to be prepared, distribution-wise. So I would think that there must have been some discussions about how many UTVs of these special NFL licensed UTVs could be sold or the market is willing to accept.
Okay, very good question, and I think I'm going to answer that first, and then I will invite my colleague, Olin, to weigh in as well. Yes, we do have a, like a discussion, regular meeting, with Lowe's to discuss, what the market looks like, and we understand the market is quite, challenging, right now with all the economic, climate, such as inflation. So I think that we carefully reviewed the market, and then also we determine, how many stores, how many inventory we would like to, bring in. So I think that's, we still have a lot of, discussion going on with Lowe's. And Olin, would you like to weigh in? Olin?
Yes, I was unmuting. You guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So to Johnny's point, we are in weekly, several times a week, conversations with the Lowe's team, just relationship. And so, as it relates specifically to the NFL, in a position where we've got a lot of it, everyone is excited about the NFL, Lowe's, and obviously our team again. So we've got a plan. It's a 3-year long plan. That's the extent of the contract at this point. And so we are going down a path of in the market. To put a hard number on it right now,
I apologize
I would
for
have
this.
a very hard time putting hard numbers. There are certainly very high expectations among all three parties involved. Johnny, if you feel better about a specific number, happy to do that, but I just don't know that number yet. We do have very high expectations that could impact Kandi as a company. I'll stop there.
Yes. Well, thank you, Olin. I think you are a little bit, breaking up, but I think I want to make a, correction. It's the NFL we are licensed to sell it on the golf carts. It's not the UTV. So right now, it's actually available to order on Lowe's.com. So I think, I agree with what Olin mentioned. Thank you for your question.
Okay, then that's it for me. Yeah. Okay. For just my last remarks for management, especially in China, is, there's a good company, that's one side, and there's a good stock price. And these two things often don't match together. So I think when it comes to company, the management has done a terrific job over the last years, to keep the company afloat and to strike good deals and to bring the company where it is today. But when it comes to the stock price, I must say that they are a little bit lagging behind. For what reason ever? So I would say, if one could a little bit, concentrate now a little bit also on the stock price for the shareholders, and to make the stock a little bit, in the public view, that there's more attention about Kandi and what Kandi can provide and Kandi can do, then the stock price could go significantly higher from the current position. Thank you for taking my questions.
他的最后一个表达想要说，就是公司本身是一个很好的公司是一回事儿，然后公司股价呢又是另外一回事儿，往往这两者呢不一定会是统一的。我们的公司呢这些年发展的很好，而且一路上也有都抓住了很好的机会，到了今天的发展这个地步是很令人欣慰的，但是股价呢却很让人失望。希望管理层在今后能够更加关注到资本市场股价的表现，这样的话能够帮助股东实现他们的股价的最大化。谢谢你们回答我的问题。
好的，谢谢他的建议。
Thank you, operator. We're ready to take next question.
The next question is from the line of Steve Miller with a private investor. Please proceed with your questions.
Good morning, Kiwa. You said in your press release today that the United States is your primary market and that the increased freight shipping expense from China to service your expanding customer base was the reason for the biggest increase in your selling and distribution expense. Although I can guess as to the reasons for your recently announced partnership with Hartford Industries in Taiwan for manufacturing, why don't you have manufacturing facilities in your primary market, the United States, especially as you contemplate spinning off Kandi America to be an independent, publicly traded company?
Thank you. 这个问题他说，我们今天发布的新闻里面呢有讲到，现在美国市场呢是我们的主要的销售市场。他就想想问，我们现在既然我们的销售的主要重心呢在美国，以及呢我们又会让康迪美国进行分拆的上市，那我们为什么不把我们的生产的设施设立在美国，而去设置到台湾？
这个应该这么说，我们美国在搞组装也在筹备当中，但是这个你懂的，我们为什么要转到这个通过台湾去生产？这个我们现在不想很多的讨论。
So we actually are considering, example, our production line in US in the future. It's definitely in our plan. And so the collaboration with Taiwan is one of it's a strategy, and we may not, disclose too much about that in this call. Thank you.
All right. I'm quite active, understatement, on social media, especially regarding Kandi. And there seems to be a campaign against Kandi by detractors on a lot of internet chat boards, claiming that Kandi is nothing more than a reseller of private labeling of its array of golf carts and various UTVs, ATVs, go-karts, other off-road electric vehicles, and even lithium batteries made by other manufacturers. As longtime Kandi followers are aware, this is a false narrative, but easy for detractors to say since Kandi does not have a high-profile corporate website in English that showcases its in-house capabilities. Kiwa, do you want to go ahead and translate that?
Oh my God, this is a terrible situation.
最近就是在互联网上有看到很多就是对康迪不是很好、很反对的声音，就是总是在 在声称康迪不过其实是一个转售商，就是把其他制造商生产的高尔夫球车呀、各种 UTV、ATV 的贴上自己甚至还有锂电池贴上自己的标签在这边在销售，但其实这种说法是错误的。对于长期关注康迪人呢，他们是很清楚，但是由于康迪没有一个做的非常完善、非常就是非常容易读懂的一个英文的公司网站来展示其公司内部的制造能力，所以这种误解呢就很容易发生。
Move on.
This is ridiculous.
Okay, thank you. So we all know, obviously, that Kandi stock is extremely undervalued, especially even though it's a highly integrated major manufacturer. So a few conference calls back, a question was asked as to what percentage of the cost of a typical Kandi vehicle, for lack of a better term, such as a golf cart, was actually manufactured by Kandi in its own multiple state-of-the-art facilities throughout whatever cities in China and now Taiwan. I believe at the time you said that a short management reply was somewhere around 90%. Could you go ahead and translate that? And I'll get to my three questions.
Okay. 大家也知道，就是现在康迪目前的市值呢是1.6亿美元，就是这是很低的，然后之前呢就是我们有一个问题，就是问到我们康迪
How not to invest on the stock market. This is a demonstration. Expect excellence. There's thousands of great companies to buy. I wouldn't suggest this one.
多少是在我们自己的生产基地来生产的。当时我记得管理层是这样回答说，大概90%。
They're probably very nice people, you know.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Now I've got three quick related questions. Was that 90% response accurate? And if so, can you briefly tell us, for the record, about each of Kandi's owned various facilities, specifically where they are located, what kind of products are made in each facility, and also, can you comment about the current percent of capacity being used in each facility and the maximum annual capacity available at each facility?
OK， 所以我的第一个问题，我是想问，当时您回答的90%是我们在自己的生产基地里面生产，这一个答复是否仍然是正确的？如果是正确的话呢，您是否能够详细的介绍一下康迪所有自己的生产设施，就是他们每一个的所在地，然后他们每一个生产基地所现在生产的主要产品，然后他们的年产量，他们最大的年产产能，还有他们的利用率，以及就是这些设备平均的使用年限。
好，我们康迪在海南基地主要是生产高尔夫球车等系列车型。那么在金华基地主要是生产农夫车、ATV 沙滩车等系列车型。那么我们的永康基地主要是生产电机和电控产品。那么江西基地主要是生产锂电池及电池 pack 产品。那么我们整个康迪公司拥有年产超过10万辆各种车辆及相关零部件的生产能力谢谢。
First of all, the Kandi's Hainan base mainly produces the golf carts and other series of the models. Our Jinhua base mainly produces the UTV, ATVs, the beach carts, and other series of the models. Our Yongkang base mainly produces the motor and electronic control products and the parts, whereas our Jiangxi base mainly produces the lithium batteries and battery pack products. Overall, Kandi has an annual production capacity of more than 100,000 various types of the vehicles and related parts. Thank you.
那个加一句90%的那个自制力应该是正确的。
Oh, and by the way, it's correct that our own manufacturing rate of the Kandi product does exceed 90%. Thank you.
Out of curiosity, I don't know if this is possible. If one was to go and do a total replacement of your facilities and equipment, do you have any estimate of what the total cost would be in US dollars that someone would need to invest?
We're not going to hang up the call. We're going to finish the job and then we're going to start again. We're not just going to walk away. The call is nearly finished and then we'll get straight on to the normal show.
Hi, do you mean just any one of the facilities or all of the facilities we are going to replicate in the US?
He's not coming out. Now go away.
All of your facilities. I'm just trying to get a sense of what it would take if some third party came in and wanted to do what Kandi is currently doing.
Just don't invest in it. Easy.
What cost would it be to them to replicate all of your current facilities and equipment without regard to where they're located?
他说他就很好奇，他如果现在有一个第三方想给康迪投资在美国建厂，如果要把所有我们现有的在中国的各个厂的能力和现设备要同样的复制在美国的话，要建立这么一个厂，就是要有多大的投资，就是大概才能够达到我们现在的产能和我。
应该这么说，就是全部移过去，这也是不现实的。但是在美国，先搞 CKD， 逐步这个扩大，这是我们已经在规划。具体多少投资，那等预算出来才知道。
So it seems from the pragmatic standpoint, it's not quite feasible to replicate the whole our facilities from China to U.S., although we are considering to have assembling part of the lines in U.S. in the future. Whereas the total overall budget, it's hard for us to tell now, and we have to look at some other detailed financial analysis report.
Is Kandi a buy?
Okay, and Alan, I'm not sure if it broke up or I just didn't understand. That 90% number back from your previous answer in terms of
the entire call, mate.
What percent of a typical, like a golf cart, is actually made by Kandi versus products acquired from outside? Is 90% still an accurate percentage?
It is. Yeah, it is.
Okay. And then my last question is, your China-based website, quite frankly, seems to be outdated in that its images and videos are still heavy on EV autos and trucks. What about updating that site and on all of your websites? And this is related to the previous questions.
Update the website.
Can you at least create a PowerPoint presentation on your state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities and capacity, so people who have questions about Kandi and in terms of how much you're actually manufacturing versus how much you're obtaining from third parties and then putting on your label exists, I think that would be actually quite helpful and counteract some of the
Can you imagine?
claims out in
he turns around and go,
oh yeah,
let's update the website.
Thank you. 他最后一个问题呢，他是说现在康迪的中国的官网哈是有些过时的，而且上面大部分的图片啊、视频原是以电动汽车和卡车为主，而现在康迪其实的这个产品一早就换成非电动车了。它是否有可能就是在康迪的网站就是进行一个全面的更新，然后呢有一些信息，比如说一个非常完整的这个 PPT 展示来显示中国我们的各个工厂的设施和产能，这样的话才能够以事实来证明我们公司的生产能力90%是我们自己生产的，多少是外面生产的，不然就是在网上的谣言会不断的持续。这就是我的意见。
Anyone can do anything.
谢谢你的意见你提的这些意见都很好。那么你说的这些事情我们大部分都已经调整了，当然我们还会进一步的进行完善谢谢。
Thank you for your suggestions and the feedback. They're very constructive. We have actually been working on already adjusted in most of those items, and of course we will further improve them to make them more accessible to our investors. Thank you.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Great.
Our next question is from the line of Fred Broxer with Clean Tech Investments. Please proceed with your questions.
Yeah, we'll consider that.
Good morning. With existing outlets in North America, which we know include Lowe's, 2,500 outlets, Walmart, 4,500 outlets, Amazon.
It should have been a strong answer. We've made immediate action. This is not good enough. I've taken care of it. I fired the IT guy. Anything. Yeah, we'll take that on board. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll listen to that. That was it.
All but Lowe's added in the past year with maybe 1,000 independent outlets, with, unfortunately, little announcement from the company. You want to start that, Kira?
They're being ripped to bits.
我们去年增加了很多，康迪美国增加很多的销售的合作伙伴，光这个 Lowe's 就有上千个，但是呢，我们却没有什么新闻来展示我们在这件事情上面的进展。Please continue.
Just since the last conference call, it appears from sources several new international outlets have been opening, to include a very impressive, which we talked about, the Southeast Asia, Thailand location, along with Aruba, Curacao, Dominican Republic, and Dubai, and even now in the EU market. Go ahead, Q, and then my questions.
他说上个季度还看到，就是我们现在增加到了
We're going to get through this.
什么
Worst call ever.
那个
It's a moment in history.
就是这个扩张速度是很惊人的。
How not to run a company.
Continue, please.
Okay, my question is, outside of the U.S. and Canada, actually how many international locations have been opened and are soon to be opened? In other words, just a number or a close number.
Yeah, pick a number.
我就想知道，就是现在目前除了美国和加拿大，就是我们目前已经在哪些国家有多少个网点已经开设了？就是我需要一个具体，我想知道一个具体的数字。
Pick a number.
除了美国和加拿大之外，我们一直都在欧洲和东南亚都在积极的开拓市场。那么目前我们已经进入了10几个国家。
Ridiculous call ever heard.
So apart from our U.S. and Canada market, we're also exploring the European and Southeast Asia market. We are currently working in more than a dozen countries for the travel sales. Thank you.
My second question, in your travels, have any multi-store chains been targeted for international growth? In other words, large stores, chains like Walmart and Lowe's? Thank you.
Who's this guy answer these questions?
You mean internationally, outside of the
They
US?
just found a guy at the bus station. Could you phone in and ask me some questions?
Chains, big chains, big companies, big
this
stores.
This is ridiculous.
I know, outside of US.
Yes, for international growth.
他问就是除了现在在美国国内，比如说像 Lowe's、沃尔玛这样的连锁大卖场，在国际上我们是否已经跟这些有名的连锁大卖场有进行了潜在的合作？
Stacey Bailey, I can't watch this.
这个刚才说了，就是美国呢那边，就是跟几个大超市我们都已经建立了
what a waste of time.
合作关系，但是那个其他国家其实它大卖场是很小的，都是经销商在一个个在跟我们在采购我们的产品，在试销。
In U.S. we do work with those the large scalable retail or chain. However, in other countries like the European countries, we actually tend to work with the distributors instead. And so that's our plan for now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I have a quick question for Johnny, if we could. How many Lowe's stores does he expect the NFL carts to be involved with?
最后这个问题呢，我是想问一下 Johnny， 他想知道就是NFL 的这款车，这些系列的车将会在 Lowe's 的多少家门店会进行销售？
Okay. Hey, Fred. Nice to meet you. Thank you for your question. So for NFL right now, our plan is only available on Lowe's.com.
Wow,
we do have some discussion with Lowe's to expand to their stores.
People are buying
However,
it.
I think they have to look
Who's
at
buying
their
this?
Space availability, and we know the holiday season is coming up, so
this is unbelievable.
Their real estate is quite busy right now. So, but it's right now it's available on Lowe's.com. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question, please.
No more questions.
The next question is from the line of Arthur Porcari with Corporate Strategies. Please proceed with your question.
Thank you. Well, I'm really happy to see that Johnny and Olin are on board here. As someone that's been involved in Kandi since the very beginning, I also had the honor of being invited to come visit back in, I think, 2020 or 21, whenever the K23 appeared. I guess to be the first shareholder that ever had a chance to test drive it. And I was very impressed with it at the time. I'm kind of disappointed it never had a chance to go, but I can't blame you guys for it. But I can give you, though, a lot of credit for what's happened since then. And really happy to see Olin has joined you, Johnny. He's sounds like a very capable partner and somebody to marshal our assets as investors. Anyway, let me get back to my original piece. I wasn't expecting you here, but look forward to maybe taking that short drive up to Dallas and visit you all again soon.
Ask the question. This is not a get-to-know each other chat.
Okay, Anyway,
Kandi
must have an incredible relationship with Lowe's based on Lowe's seemingly unending support and trust of Kandi. Aside from the fact Lowe's picked up Kandi 2 years ago to launch their newest, highest cost item in their system, only a few months after Kandi first entered the U.S. golf cart arena. However, initially it was their marketing veteran Coleman he only had one branded cart line back then. In less than a year, Lowe's has totally dumped Coleman out of the picture, went directly to Kandi, picked up Kandi's own branded golf carts, the industry's youngest brand, and as their sole golf cart supplier. And exclusively now show more than 80 variations of Kandi carts on their web portal. Just checked that the other day. Just amazing. Go ahead and pass that on.
OK。首先他说非常高兴今天呢能够听到康迪美国的管理层 Johnny 和 Olin 上线。在好几年前2021年我有幸呢被邀请到康迪美国的德州的参加他们 K23 的产品仪式。Johnny 是一个很能干很有业务能力的也非常高兴看到康迪今天能够取得这样的成就。我的这个第一个问题呢是关于就是 Lowe's 的几个相关问题。康迪和 Lowe's 看得出来这个关系是非同一般的哈，就是从 Lowe's 对康迪源源不断的支持就可以能够注意得到，就是尽管康迪仅在2年前才进入高尔夫球车的市场，但是呢 Lowe's 却几个月内就选择康迪。我们大家也知道康迪之前呢是通过跟 Coleman 合作来卖这个高尔夫球车的，但不到1年呢就直接跨过 Coleman 和 Lowe's 合作了。 而且还将康迪这一行业内最年轻的品牌呢纳入了这个他们的高尔夫球车的产品线，成为Lowe's 成为康迪唯一的高尔夫球车成为唯一的高尔夫球车供应商。Please continue.
Okay, bear with me a second here. To continue with the narrative, and then I have a few questions. Then just a few months later, Lowe's pays $100 million to renew and expand its 4-year relationship.
Mike,
Sole exclusive
I'm
rights to
excited
become the official Lowe's home team sponsor for the National Football League. And for the first time, Lowe's
Mike's excited to get the ads.
NFL sponsorship inventory. Coincidentally, this is the largest single big-ticket item that Lowe's sells nationwide by a double. But instead of bringing in any one of the more seasoned golf cart makers who
they
would
won't have
love
my money
to
much
have
longer.
this account, they took what most would think was a risk to their reputation and picked the new kid Kandi.
Please watch all the ads.
And stake their reputation on it. Plus, they put up that $100 million. Go ahead and pass that on, and I have some questions.
Worst call ever.
另外呢，就是在几个月后呢，我们看到 Lowe's 做出了重大的决策，投入了1亿美元，续约并扩大双方4年的合作关系，成为了 NFL 官方的 Lowe's Home Team 的赞助商，首次呢将高尔夫球车纳入其产品线，而且这款高尔夫球车呢也成为 Lowe's 在全国范围内销售最大的单价产品，销售比其他产品高出2倍。而且令人惊讶的是，Lowe's 没有选择那些经验很丰富的老牌高尔夫球车的制造商，而是冒着巨大的声誉风险选择了新秀康迪，将其1亿美元投资压在康迪的身上。对此呢，我有以下几个问题想请教。Please go ahead.
Okay, and again, appropriate that you have Nolan on board for the rest of my questions here. In management's opinion, why did Lowe's pick Kandi, and does Kandi's well, you already said that extends for the full remaining 3 years of the Lowe's NFL agreement. That part I think you already agreed it does. But in your opinion, why did Lowe's pick Kandi? And Olin probably the appropriate person to ask that question to.
这个问题我想就是问一下康迪美国的Olin， 我就想知道在管理层看来，你们觉得为什么 Lowe's 会选择
we'll discuss the earnings in a moment.
Yeah, so thanks for the question. Obviously, Lowe's, like any of the major mass retailers, has a very rigorous vetting process for vendor selection and product selection. And so over the course of that short window of time that you referred to, we become one of their key partners in the outdoor recreational space, particularly in the electric side of that space. And I think that a lot of that's due to our quality and the value proposition and a high level of trust that we've developed with that team.
Okay. Is Lowe's planning on including actual golf carts and or 6-passenger carts? I asked that question after recently visiting a Galveston beach car rental business and a golf course who would be happy, both in cases, to buy a fleet of NFL carts, even if they had to buy them from Lowe's to put them in their rental pool.
我的第二个问题是，我想问一下 Lowe's 是否会计划纳入就是那种高尔夫球车或者是那种6座车。我问这问题，因为我最近有访问一个地方，一个俱乐部，他们说会就是对这种车很有兴趣，说甚至会直接向 Lowe's 来购买，所以我想知道一下你们的计划。
Yeah, so I can answer this as well. We are currently a supplier to Lowe's with 6-passenger carts.
It's ending in a minute, guys. We're going to end it because we're going to go into the opening bell, so don't worry.
We also have a very robust business with them online for that product, along with a number of other categories that perform very well online. And as far as future Lowe's commitments to product offering, particularly on the floor, that's something that I wouldn't want to comment on because that's kind of an always evolving process for these major retailers as they look at the real estate they have available and what products make sense on their floor.
Well, that wasn't quite my question. My question was specifically had to do with the NFL. Again,
thank you.
You can imagine a Galveston cart rental company over there would love to have some. I hate to say it, Cowboys too, but Texans carts to go ahead and let the people go up and down the seawall. And as far as the golf course is concerned, they think it'd be quite interesting to have actual golf carts where you put the golf bags in the back. I mean, this model that you have right now is a beautiful model. It's 4P, all forward-facing seats, but it's not really golf compatible, and yet the sport of golf and sport of football seem to have some sort of a relationship over here, more so than most other sports, as you well know. So that was the basis of that question, actually.
Yeah. Okay. If I understand your question, I mean,
answer my damn question.
The agreement is around 4P cart, and any NFL
just shows you anyone can set up a business. Anyone can do anything.
Are going to be marketed via Lowe's.
Doesn't make it good, though, does it?
So I'm not sure if that answers your question totally, but that's our situation today.
But is it something that you might have an interest in doing or presenting for Lowe's to maybe have that, or would be just too difficult to rekey? It seems like basically you're putting a wrap on an existing product that we already have and putting a logo embroidered into the headrest and getting maybe a couple of $1,000s more for the equivalent. It would just seem like it would go hand in hand, and didn't know whether that had been in the discussion yet, but if not, maybe it's something worthwhile discussing. That doesn't require a response, unless you want to respond to it.
So why are you asking it then?
We obviously are.
Doesn't require a response. You're just rambling on.
For the program,
just taking up time.
I think that
we need the call to be a bit longer. We can get to another ad. I can make another cent per person. Yeah, ramble on.
We're going to play with the
4P, question.
And then I'm sure that there will be conversations if this is tremendously successful.
Sure, as we just
he's our only investor.
It's a 3-year deal, which makes it that much more exciting. I'm sure it does for you as well. Anyway, on the last conference call, management responded to a target question originally asked on the conference call in 2022, confirming it still had a high-end goal of possibly achieving as much as $500 million in revenues for 2025. But I suspect that number was certainly lower now, but still a pretty impressive number because of the economy in general. But because every little thing is
gonna be all right.
210 million will do.
Don't worry.
Year.
Be happy.
Anyway, let's see. Lowe's. I'm just looking at some notes I have over here.
Yeah.
One other point I wanted to bring to your attention.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
You're aware of this, but they do,
just a chat between you and your mates.
80 different variations of your golf carts.
What sort of earnings call is this?
Exclusive in Lowe's.
You annoy me now.
In general. But what's interesting
this has to end.
I'm
going to end it.
Several hundreds of 5-star of the ratings.
It's just going on and on. They're just creating questions out of nothing.
You got an overall 4.5 plus rating if you add in all the various different Kandi provided products, which is pretty phenomenal and speaks very highly to at least the thought of the customers that have been buying the vehicles through Lowe's. And that's a real feather in y'all's cap.
Rocket Lab up 7% today. Fantastic.
Anyway, go ahead and pass that on.
Pass that on.
But what's your question, Art?
Okay. Okay. Well, basically, that really wasn't a question. I guess that was more of a comment that I had here, and only kind of asked the first part.
I'm just talking crap.
Let me see. Maybe we have one or two more items here, just kind of from prior things that were said.
Okay. Should we end the call?
Yeah.
He's going to talk forever, this guy.
Kandi's going to spin off Kandi America as a separate entity.
This is ridiculous.
Bring the CEO and perhaps Olin on the call in the future. But you all did that, so there you go. Okay. Let's see.
Hang on, let me translate what you have said so far.
Okay.
他的最后一个，他刚才这个问题，他只是发表他意见。他说，在上一次的电话会议上面呢，管理层有提到，就是在2025年，我们会仍然有信心能够达到5个亿的销售收入。
Oh no! Shall we end the madness?
提到就是从Lowe's 的网站上面呢。我们有看到有好几个我们的产品，然后总的一个就是客户满意度呢有个4.5星的评价，他觉得这是相当不错的。然后之后他又提到，就是以后康迪美国上市之后呢，希望康迪美国的 CEO 管理层 Johnny 和 Olin 能够上 电话会议上面来讨论，但是很惊讶，没有想到今天他们就已经在线上和大家讨论了，这样非常好。Okay, continue with your question if you have any.
Yeah, okay, just a couple
I'm
more
sick of this.
light ones over here. This is a follow-up on a question
Ron,
somebody else asked.
I'm sick of this.
Sure we got the right answer for it, or the answer that was understandable. Had to do with the total valuation of all of Kandi's facilities if they had to be replicated.
I'm jealous.
Well,
he ruined your show and I didn't.
Kandi built from
It's
scratch
a strong buy.
the Hanin facility, which
Keeps
has
going up.
100,000 capacity. And that was, I believe, 4 or 5 years ago, and that was done for about $200 million by itself. Subsequent to that, I know they sold the old facility and built a brand new facility in Jinhua, and I guess that's where they're making your off-road products. So it would seem to me that the value of all those facilities, which if they had to be replicated today, would certainly be in excess of 300 million, maybe a bigger number than that. Am I wrong?
Yes.
I mean, 300 million what?
Okay, originally, the original Hanin facility was built for around $200 million by Kandi. 4 or 5
She just
years
said
ago.
what? What do you say?
And
I don't know.
the new facility we have in Jinhua, and which is, I guess there are 2 of 4 or 5 facilities in various cities are making vehicles, where I believe they're making the Cowboy.
How many votes? Shall we end the madness?
I don't know what
88%.
What that
I've had
cost,
enough.
maybe another 100 million or so.
I have
so
never stopped an earnings.
The question was asked about what the cost would be.
I've ended it. This is absolutely ridiculous. I've just ended it. Enough is enough already. Okay? We're done with this. We are ending the call and we're going to go over to the main show. I have never in my life seen anything so absolutely ridiculous. So let me just make a video.
Zach Zeit donated $2 through a super chat to stop the earnings.
Stop the earnings. We have just covered the worst company in the history of the world. The worst earnings in the history of the world. Do not watch this video. Do not watch this earnings. In fact, do watch it because it's hilarious. It's how not to run a business. Remember, anyone can set up a business. I am the CEO of Martyn Lucas LLC. I took no qualifications or tests or exams to become a CEO. Years ago when I run my own theatre show, I was a producer. There was no school to learn to be a producer. I just decided I'm a producer and a director of a show. Difference is I was quite successful, at least for a while. Anyway, but right now we've just covered Kandi Technologies, which was the worst earnings call in the history of the world. It's on the New York Stock Exchange, hoping American, English-speaking, British-speaking people will buy their stock. However, they decided to present the call in, I think there was some Chinese in there, some Japanese in there. It was a bit strange, a bit odd. You have to understand, you've got to be able to speak to your own investors. That was the first thing. But what made it worse was they had, when they got to questions, they had like one guy coming on the whole time, just like telling everybody how great they were. And I might have another question. I think I've got a question. In rambling on and just, you can ask them that if you want. And it was, he asked about the website. You might want to update the website because there's nothing updated for the last few years and it's all out of date and it's all in Chinese. No one can read it. You might want to fix that. And their response was, we'll look into that. It's just like the worst ridiculous stock I've ever seen in my life. Remember, not all public companies are great. Just because you can buy it on your app, on your phone, on Robinhood, does not mean you should, okay? If you want to know what not to buy, I recommend you go and watch this earnings call. I literally ended it, I don't know, 3 hours from the end. It's been going on for 2 hours already. I stopped it. It was just rambling on, talking rubbish. The company, you cannot invest in this. Expect excellence. You've worked hard for your money. Honestly, just because it's on your app and it's publicly traded does not mean it's amazing. Just because it's lit up on your Robinhood account does not mean it's amazing. This is the worst company I've ever heard. Absolutely ridiculous. The crazy part about it is it's up. People are buying it. People are leveraging up, going all in with margin, pumping this stock up. I've no idea why, but I can't buy this anyway. Do not buy this. Do not watch this video, but do watch it. Do watch it because it will be very entertaining telling you not what to do and not what to buy. Does that make sense? All right. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. You could buy Amazon or Apple, but I wouldn't suggest any of those well-run professional businesses. This is what you don't want to buy, just in case someone clipped that out and put in, Martyn said, do buy it. He's pumping it. He's owned it secretly. He owns it. Here is the earnings. There is the earnings. I doubt if I'll create an edited version of this. You can just go and watch the replay. I can't be bothered. Down here, there'll be something else. I don't know. Some other crazy lunacy. Until next time, as always, every stock is worth a second glance, let alone investing your hard-earned money. Take care of yourselves and each other. Now go and have a laugh. It's bloody funny. All right. Okay. Let's end the madness. Let's send everyone to the next show. We've got to get out of this. It's bloody ridiculous. Redirect. Yes. There we go. That's running fine. That's running fine. Here is the next show. Next show live. Whoops. Live now. There you go. Next show live now. I'll be there in a few seconds. I'm going to stop and end this straight away. All right, the extra channel is still running. That's it from me. Worst earnings call in the history of the world. I didn't want to end it mid-show, but I thought, well, I got to. It's just going to go on forever. That guy is just rambling on. Shall we go and listen in, see if they're still there? All right, I bet he is. Right, okay, there you go. Join me now on the real channel where we talk real businesses and we make real money, and it's kind of makes sense. That's it from me. Take care of yourselves and each other.